looking at some examples of qualifying criteria. As you all know, that section comes empty, and the reason is because every company has its own criteria that they require their customers. So this section, to add the qualifying criteria, you can find it two different ways. You can either go straight to the workflow step inside one of your clients if you haven't added anything, and you will have a message to add qualifying criteria, and the word here inside that message is actually a link. If you click on it, it's going to take you to this page right here, ready for you to start adding criteria. Another way to access this page is by going to configuration from your profile picture, this menu, third option, configuration. After you're in the configuration main page, you're gonna click under other configuration, and you're gonna have two options: CM services and qualify criteria. As you was able to see, once I clicked on qualifying criteria, there I am, ready to start adding more criteria. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna show you the list that I already have here, and I created the list along the way by giving different trainings, talking to different people, because we all have different criteria. So for example, we can start with something as simple as the client needs to be currently employed. Of course, they need to pay you for your services, so unemployment is a must. Others may require that they pay with a credit card, they don't take cash, they don't take ACH payment method or checks. So needs a credit card will be one of the options. I've heard about it. Others don't deal with child support debts. Something that I think everybody would like to use is ID docs. We require ID docs to send along with the letters as a valid proof of ID to support the ID of the client when we dispute. They need to sign up with a credit monitoring service, as we can see here. If you don't really care which one in specific, you can add a general requirement just like this one. If you are affiliated with one in specific, or you like one in specific, then you can just add sign up with Identity IQ or Credit Check Total, Privacy Guard, Wells Fargo. There are many credit monitoring services out there. The one that you prefer, you can add it as a requirement as well. If as a requirement to start disputing collection accounts, you want the client to pay them off first, then pay collection accounts could be one of your criteria. So it's very simple. Your requirements, whatever you request, a credit report, provide an initial report, that could be another criteria. So based on your requirement for your clients and the way you work in your company, then you can analyze and create your very own list of qualifying criteria. Now, as you can see here also, you can decide if that is mandatory or not. You can create a list, and some are more important than the other. So if you add 4 criteria and 3 out of those 4 are very important, you cannot work with the client if they don't have them, then I suggest that when you create the criteria right here, you check the box for is required. What that's going to do on the workflow step, you're going to have the list, all those items are going to appear under the workflow step inside each client with a checkbox. If it has an asterisk, that means that you check the box for is required, and that's mandatory. If you made a mistake and you don't want it to be mandatory, for example this one, it says yes, I checked the box, but then I changed my mind, that shouldn't be required, for example, then I'm editing the list, I'm taking it out of required, and then I save. So after it saves, then that is required is going to change from yes to no. And the reason why this is important to know is that because on the workflow step, once you're completing it, if a required item is not checked, the step is not going to complete. So you need to be very attentive to those who have a required, those who are required, they will be identified with a red asterisk. Let me show you real quick. Let me go to the leads and customers, and let me open up a random client, and let's go to the qualify step. And this is what I mean. Some have a red asterisk, some don't. So these are the required ones. Let me show you what happens if I don't check them all. So even though I click on save, the step did not complete. Why? Because I still have required criterias that are not checked. Now after I check them all, now I have a completed status on this workflow step. So this would be how to add qualifying criteria. I've shown you various examples. Now you can go ahead and go to configurations and start creating your own list of criteria. For more questions in regards of criteria or any other area of the software, you can visit scoring.com and use our support chat.